Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherri Hanson. Thanks for joining me today, and thank you, Josh Hanson from Spanky Stone Hearth. Thanks.
Certainly.
Haven't been out here since the cooking show. That went well.
Yeah, it did.
That was a lot of fun. So, Josh, you've had a busy season, I'm assuming, and now we're coming on Valentine's Day, that day where people are actually calling and making reservations ahead of time, right?
And gentlemen, that's a good, probably a good quality to have is call ahead of time for reservations. You don't want to get out here and have a great date in front of you and not be able to get in.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of that, Valentine's Day is getting fairly full. So as much as I was just joking about that, it is a good recommendation to call for reservations that night. The nice thing about Valentine's weekend, Valentine's Day falls on a Friday this year.
Mm-hmm.
So we at Spanky Stone Hearth decided to run features Wednesday through Sunday, which are the days we're open that week. So the same features on Valentine's Day will also be presented Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday as well.
You know, there's something really nice about that because you can, surprise somebody maybe on Wednesday and say, let's go out for supper and do the Valentine's supper and not have to deal with the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. And, just this industry itself, there's a lot of people that have to work on Friday night, which is Valentine's. So why not take somebody out on one of those other nights during that week that aren't quite as busy as Friday.
And that might be a night you could get that fireplace table that you want.
Certainly. Fireplace table on Valentine's is already gone.
Yeah, those are gone, aren't they? And so that means that you also have some good specials too, Josh.
We do. We do a traditional steak and lobster that night, which is always our best-selling entree for that evening. We ordered some fresh sea bass in from Hawaii, which will be arriving probably that Wednesday, so we'll have the sea bass the whole weekend as well. We're also doing our traditional prime rib, which is a signature dish out at Spanky's, and we're also going to be doing some chicken features, which we haven't come up with the menu yet completely.
Okay, but I want to hear about the desserts. Any special desserts?
One of our servers actually has taken a pastry chef job on at the restaurant, and she's doing a fabulous job, and there's so much work that goes into it, but she's so prideful as well, and the end result is real rewarding for her as well.
The carrot cake has been my favorite, I'll have to say that. Well, that's good. So it's nice to know that Valentine's weekend is what you're featuring from Wednesday through Sunday, and you'll have all those specials.
Yes.
You talked about your signature prime rib, Josh. When you talk about your steaks out here, and there's just something different.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, we take a lot of pride in our steaks, maybe because I'm a steak eater myself. I always have been. But there's so many different small aspects that go into making a great steak even that much more wonderful. It's one of the staples in the area, but we like to go a little further and extend that great quality to the guest, being yourself or whoever it may be. One of the aspects we use is we use hickory charcoal, and we also use cherry wood over that hickory, and it creates a wonderful aroma. And we try to get the charcoal as hot as we can to kind of sear the steak on the outside, keep those vital juices in, and then we back it off on the charcoal that's already been cooked to cook it real slow after that.
Okay.
And one of the other reasons our steaks are so good is we cut them in-house here. So everybody's heard about aging on steaks before. What we do is we try to get them in between 20 and 40 days. A lot of people cut them between 10 and 15. We keep our cooler for our steaks right at 32 degrees, and that way we're able to stabilize them at that temperature for that much longer. And the longer you age these steaks, everything breaks down in the steak and it becomes a lot more tender as well. And we also cut every piece of steak that comes out through the restaurant, we cut ourselves. So that's another prideful thing that the other chefs and myself also take in.
Sounds like you know what you're talking about there. Actually, as I'm listening, it's making me hungry for a steak.
Usually when you come into the restaurant, you can smell all of the aromas from the exhaust that comes through where the steaks go.
Yeah, I noticed that, and then I also noticed that on your pasta nights, which you have on Thursday nights, right?
Every Thursday night, and we're going to be running that for a few more months. So I would suggest you come out and walk through the pasta line, and you can create your own pasta. The nice thing about that is there's different sauces, there's different spices, there's different seasonings, all kinds of different vegetables and proteins, and you can mix and match. I don't know how many hundreds of combinations you can have, but
I'm on probably 42 combinations, and I haven't even begun to end it. So yeah, that's one of my favorites, Josh. I know that you do wine pairings. When is the next one?
We haven't done a wine pairing in about probably since this past summer, but we've been fortunate enough to contact Ridge Vineyards out of California. They were one of the pioneer wine growers in the Napa Valley way back in the early 1900s, and they're one of the maybe 4 or 5 people that have stood the test of time, and their wines really show that as well. They're going to be coming out on March 28th, which is a Friday night, and we're going to limit the guest count to about 100, maybe 120 people, and it's going to be a 5-course wine pairing meal, and then we're going to pair the different wines from Ridge with the different entrees that the chefs create in the kitchen.
Okay, so you'll close the restaurant down for general customers, and then that date again is March 28th?
Yes, which is a Friday.
March 28th. Okay, well that's, how do we get in on that?
You can call the restaurant. The number is 218-334-3555. You can also check us out on Facebook. You can email us.
Just to let you know that you want to get in on that. Ridge wine, okay. Which is your favorite of theirs?
I like their Zinfandels.
Okay.
They're probably more notable for their Zinfandels than any other varietal. They do a Chardonnay, they do a dessert wine, and then they also do a Cabernet.
Okay, will there be a representative here from Ridge
There will
wine?
be, yes.
Oh,
the winemaker himself will be coming.
Wonderful. Okay, well that's always exciting.
Hopefully it warms up by then, because I'm sure they're not too used to
I'm sure they're not.
this weather.
Oh, right. Okay, Josh, now we've got some Mardi Gras events for Community Club coming up on that Tuesday, March 4th. What's happening over here for
We're going to go with the Mardi Gras theme way in northern Minnesota. And doing a lot of dishes and signature drinks that influence Mardi Gras and show the tradition of Mardi Gras. And I think you can get tickets at the restaurant and maybe the bank in town.
The bank has them, and I know the city office has them. I know that the tickets this year are $40 a person.
Yes.
And there's going to be a silent auction, and there's going to be some fun craft beers, plus some wines, and maybe some Cajun things going on, and just sounds like a fun time.
Well, it'll be fun for us as well, because that's cooking that we don't normally do. So you'll have to put your trust in us and hope that it's good.
Right, and the Community Club is using this event. They did not have a 12th night of Christmas out here.
Which was traditional for years.
Right.
So we decided to mix it up a little bit and move on with a new project.
Right, and I know that you have some people out here that are working on Maple Syrup Fest too, right?
Yes, which is April 12th, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Right? Okay.
And so April 12th, they'll be able to come to town and get fresh maple syrup. Do you think that it's going to maybe thaw enough by then?
We're hoping the trees will be tapped by then, because we're not sure where we're going to source our maple syrup if we don't have any tapped trees by that time of year.
Well, I appreciate all that you do for the community of Vergas, Josh, and just being here, a staple restaurant here in this community. People just love to come out here, and got some things going on. And so Valentine's Day, make sure you get your reservation. If not, make it a Valentine's weekend. And then pasta nights, and we'll get into wine pairing on March 28th. So thanks so much, Josh, for being a part of the Vergas Show, and you have a good day in Vergas.